Champion by Rita Pierson. In today's rapidly changing global educational landscape, conversations about technology, curriculum, and assessment often dominate public discourse. Yet, amid these debates, one timeless truth continues to echo across classrooms worldwide. Education is fundamentally human, from rural schools in Pakistan to urban institutions in America, from elite universities to under resourced classrooms. The greatest teachers are remembered not for the lessons they delivered, but for the lives they touched. It is within the universe, it is within the universal context, the TED Talk Education 2013 introduced one of the most emotionally powerful and enduring talks on education. Every Kid Needs a Champion by Rita Pierson. In just 7 minutes and 48 seconds, Pearson transformed a stage into a classroom of humanity, reminding educators, parents, and leaders around the world that relationships, not merely instructions, remain the foundation of meaningful learning. This is Fazal Qasim, CEO Global Dialogue Series, Palix Educational Complex, and the proud trainee of Rehan AI Teacher Training Institute Level 2. Rita Pierson's TED Talk, Every Kid Needs a Champion, stands as a landmark reflection on the emotional and relational dimensions of education. Drawing upon over 4 decades of classroom experience, Pearson delivers not merely a speech, but a deeply personal and persuasive appeal for compassion, accountability, and connection within educational environments. Unlike many contemporary educational discussions that focus heavily on policy reform, standardized testing, or technological innovation, Pearson centers her message on a simple yet profound idea: children learn best when they feel valued, respected, and emotionally supported. The core message of the talk is encapsulated in one unforgettable statement: kids don't learn from people they don't like. This sentence functions as the philosophical backbone of the entire presentation. Pearson argues that effective education cannot exist independently of authentic human relationships. Academic instructions, regardless of its quality, losses or loses impact when students feel disconnected from their teachers. Her argument challenges traditional notions of authority driven teaching and instead promotes an educational philosophy grounded in empathy, encouragement, and emotional presence. I would like to highlight some of the key points. Number, the importance of reinforcement. One of the most memorable moments occurs when Pearson discusses grading a student's paper. Instead of emphasizing failure, she highlights the answers the students completed correctly and remarks, "You got two right, you're on a roll." This example demonstrates the psychological power of encouragement. Pearson suggests that students thrive when educators focus on growth rather than deficiency. Her approach reflects a strengths based model of teaching that builds confidence instead of reinforcing discouragement. Number two, building classroom belonging. Pearson describes how she encouraged her students to repeat affirmations together as a class. Rather than appearing artificial, the exercise creates a collective identity and emotional safety within the classroom. This moment illustrates her belief that students must first feel accepted before they can fully engage in learning. Belonging, according to Pearson, is not an optional emotional luxury, it is an educational necessity. Number third, teacher accountability and humility. A particularly powerful section of the talk involves Pearson apologizing sincerely to a struggling student. In doing so, she models emotional maturity and professional accountability. This moment is significant because it reverses the traditional expectation that only students should apologize or adjust their behavior. Pearson demonstrates that educators also carry responsibility for maintaining trust and respect within the class. Number four, the concept of championship. Pearson's defining idea is expressed in her famous statement: every child deserves a champion, an adult who will never give up on them. Here, the term champion symbolizes more than mentorship. It refers to an adult who consistently believes in a child's potential, even when circumstances, behavior, and academic performance make that difficult. This philosophy resonates globally because nearly every individual can remember either a teacher who believed in them or the painful absence of such support. One reason this talk continues to resonate internationally is its universality. Pearson's message transcends geography, language, and educational systems, whether in overcrowded public schools, refugee education centers, rural classrooms, or technologically advanced institutions. The emotional needs of learners remain fundamentally similar. The talk reminds educators worldwide that respect inspires engagement, connection improves learning, and compassion strengthens discipline. In an era increasingly influenced by artificial intelligence and digital education, Pearson's message serves as a reminder that human connection remains irreplaceable. I would like to critically evaluate it from an academic perspective. The talk is not intended to function as a detailed educational policy framework. It does not provide statistical research, institution models, or systematic reform strategies. However, this limitation is also its strength. Pearson deliberately focuses on the lived emotional realities of teaching rather than abstract policy discussions. Her authority emerges not for theoretical jargon but from practical classroom wisdom developed over decades. Some critics may argue that emotional connection alone cannot solve structural educational inequalities. While this observation is valid, Pearson never claims otherwise. Instead, she emphasizes the one factor individual educators can control immediately: how they treat students. Overall assessment: Every Kid Needs a Champion is one of the most impactful educational speeches of the modern era. Its lasting influence lies in its sincerity, clarity, and emotional truthfulness. Rita Pierson succeeds in reminding audience that education is not merely the transfer of information, but the transformation of human potential through meaningful relationships. The talk is especially value for educators, school leaders, parents, teacher trainers, and anyone involved in youth development. Its message remains urgent and timeless. Students may forget lessons, but they rarely forget how a teacher made them feel. I would like to conclude it with the reflection: one truth becomes unmistakably clear: the future of education will not be shaped solely by technology, curriculum reforms, or examination systems. It will also be shaped by emotional courage of educators who choose to believe in learners when learners struggle to believe in themselves. Rita Pierson reminds the world that teaching is not simply a profession, it is a human commitment. A classroom becomes transformative when a teacher sees beyond grades and recognizes possibility within every child. In every nation, every language, and every educational system, children continue to need champion, and perhaps the enduring power of this remarkable TED Talk lies in its ability to ask every educator one deeply personal question: whose champion will you become tomorrow? Education is not just about lessons, it is about human connection. Rita Pierson's legendary TED Talk, Every Kid Needs a Champion, continues to inspire millions around the world. Thanks a lot. See you in the next episode, and bye for now.